someone out there has already decided they are coming for you. Not someday in the distant future, not maybe, if the stars align perfectly. Right now, they have already made their definitive move in their mind, and now their physical feet are following that exact path. Your walls, your deep solitude, your fiercely guarded independent era, your celibacy, none of it is stopping them. If anything, it is acting as a massive magnetic force, pulling them closer with a gravitational pull they cannot escape. Stay right here, ground your energy, and take a deep breath with me, because what these intuitive message notes are about to reveal is going to shake something profoundly loose inside of your spirit today. Hey, beautiful soul, welcome back to our sacred space. If you are new here to the channel, please take a moment to subscribe and like this video so we can keep our energy connected. If you are a returning member of our spiritual family, welcome back home. I am so deeply grateful you are here with me today. Before we dive into the depths of today's intuitive messages, I want to take a second to remind you of something crucial. Only take what resonates deeply with your spirit. These readings are done for the vast collective of chosen ones, meaning not every single sentence will apply to every single person watching, and that is perfectly beautifully okay. Trust your gut. If something lands in your chest and feels like an absolute truth, hold on to it. If it doesn't feel like yours, gently leave it behind for someone else who might desperately need it. Now, let's go ahead and start today's reading. Wow. I need to be completely honest with you right out of the gate. The energy in this room today is just absolutely insane. I need you to fully understand why I am even saying that before we get into opening these folded message notes. It is a lot. It is thick. It is overwhelming. I could feel it buzzing in my hands before I even started shuffling the intention jar. Before I even touched the paper, I could already feel this heavy, electric, almost urgent, borderline frantic energy pressing in on me from all sides. And then, when I went to pull the messages, they practically flew out of my hands. They did not wait for me to carefully select them. They launched themselves onto the table, and that level of urgency almost never happens the way it happened today. So yeah, wow. Let us just get straight into it because this energy is fiercely impatient, and honestly, neither should we be. What I am profoundly picking up, even before I unfold this very first message note, is that this is absolutely not a maybe energy. This is not a could be or a possibly if the timing is right type of situation. No. What I am feeling radiating from this paper is something so hyper-specific, something incredibly bold. And honestly, for a lot of you, it is going to be incredibly shocking to hear. Somebody in your life right now is not just casually thinking about you in passing. They are not just daydreaming while they stare out a window or idly wondering what you are up to these days. No, this specific person has an ironclad intention. They have a set direction, a locked-in GPS coordinate in their soul. And that direction is you. Now, I need to be very clear about what I mean here. When I say they have an intention, I do not mean it in a purely soft, shy, timid, gentle kind of way. What I am getting here, radiating from this first note, is almost like a conqueror's energy. It is as if they woke up one random Tuesday, had a profound realization, made a definitive choice about you, and they absolutely have not looked back since that exact second. And the thing that is so incredibly specific, so wildly striking about this entire dynamic is what they have decided to claim. What they have set their sights on is your deeply protected solitude. They are focused on your independence, your pristine peace, your celibacy, your abstinence, your beautiful, fiercely guarded solo era that you have been flourishing and living in for quite some time now. They see this impenetrable aura around you, and instead of just respecting it from a safe distance like most people do, instead of being intimidated by the boundaries you have erected, they have taken it as a deeply personal mission to step into your world and change the entire dynamic. I truly want you to sit with that statement for a long moment. Let it sink into your spirit. Because what my intuition is showing me, what this next yellow sticky note is practically screaming at me, is that this dynamic did not start out feeling this intense. This person, whoever they are in your specific reality, originally just had a crush on you. It was a completely normal, quiet, everyday kind of crush. Maybe it started a few months back, maybe even years back for some of you. Maybe they truly thought it would eventually just pass. Maybe they figured it would just naturally fizzle out on its own, the way superficial crushes usually do when you don't feed them any attention. But it did not fizzle out. It grew. It multiplied, slowly, quietly, steadily, without them even fully comprehending what was happening to their own heart. That tiny little superficial crush started mutating into something drastically deeper. It morphed into something fiercely loyal, something profoundly genuine and undeniably real. What started as a tiny flicker of a match became a steady flame. And now, my love, that flame is a raging, uncontrollable wildfire inside of their mind. But here's what is so fascinating about this energy. Even though this person is feeling this massive, overpowering gravitational pull towards your soul, they are desperately trying not to rush the physical execution of it. I want to be extremely clear about the vast difference between making a deliberate move and rushing haphazardly, because spiritually speaking, those are two entirely different frequencies. This person is absolutely 100% making a move. The gears are already turning. But they do not want to overwhelm your nervous system. They know you. They know your triggers. They do not want to come barreling into your sacred space, crashing through the door and making you feel suffocated, panicked, or pressured. The way they see you, the way they genuinely, deeply view your soul is that you are a prize of immense worth. You are highly valued. You are worth doing this the right way. You are worth every ounce of effort. Every single careful step, every patient, agonizing moment of waiting. They view you as a rare individual who deserves to be approached with high-level intention and profound respect, not frantic desperation. For this specific group of chosen ones today, for the collective of you vibrating on this specific frequency and watching this video right now, the energy that my guides are heavily emphasizing is a takeover energy. This is emphatically not a shy admirer, awkwardly standing at the back of a crowded room, desperately hoping you might accidentally make eye contact with them. No, this is someone who is so heavily determined, so crystal clear, so mentally locked in on you, that they are actively bypassing all the usual, slow, cautious, traditional dating steps that ordinary people normally take. And the psychological reason they are so deeply certain, the reason they are moving with this terrifying kind of clarity and unwavering conviction, is because in their mind, you are the ultimate reward. You are worth it. Every single agonizing bit of the effort, every single hard, complex step it takes to reach you. You are the final destination at the end of their long journey. And they have already laced up their heavy boots. They have already started the long walk toward your door. I need you to pause right here and be brutally, radically honest with yourself for just one moment. Have you built massive, unscalable walls? Have you gotten so incredibly comfortable inside of your deep solitude, so perfectly settled in your hyper-independent life, that your daily routine has quietly, secretly become an impenetrable fortress? I am not asking you this to make you feel guilty or to call you out in a negative way. I am asking because what I am about to tell you, what this next heavily folded message note is about to explicitly reveal, is that this person's energy is going to start taking that exact fortress apart, brick by heavy brick, wall by solid wall, and you truly need to prepare your spirit for that reality, because here is the raw truth. The specific person we are channeling today, they are absolutely not scared of your towering walls. Most people look at a highly independent, celibate, guarded person, and they turn around and run because it looks like too much hard work. But not this person. They are not standing at the foot of your fortress feeling intimidated or rejected. They are standing at the gates feeling utterly mesmerized. They are fascinated. Your profound strength is not a flashing warning sign to them. Your independence is not a giant red flag telling them to stay far away. To this person, your intense strength is the most beautiful thing they have ever witnessed. Your thick walls are an intriguing puzzle they desperately want to solve. The incredibly soft, open, emotionally unguarded version of you that you have been protecting so fiercely from the harsh world, the version of you that very few people, if any, ever get the privilege to see, that is the exact version they are utterly obsessed with uncovering. That is what they crave. They want to be the one single person on this entire earth who gets to walk behind the velvet curtain. They want to be the only human being alive who actually earns the ultimate privilege of your true vulnerability. That is their deepest fantasy. Their dream is not just to casually be in a relationship with you. Their dream is to be the one specific person you willingly chose to drop your weapons for. Wow, that is so deeply profound. And entirely because of that fact, they are making real, tangible moves. They might be incredibly quiet moves right this second, operating in the background. But they are concrete. They are getting their life ready. They are preparing their mindset. And if you secretly think that your icy distance, your high walls, or your stubborn independence is going to successfully make them back off, I need you to hear me clearly right now. They are never backing off. Even if you physically packed your bags and ran, even if you deliberately put thousands of miles between yourself and this person, the blazing fire that your mere existence ignited inside of their soul is already roaring. You cannot just casually blow that out now. It is far too late. The match has been struck. Right now, in the dead of silence, they are essentially writing you a masterpiece of a love letter. Not with a physical pen and paper necessarily, but deeply etched in their heart, in their future plans, in the meticulous way they are thinking about you and actively shifting their life to move toward yours. And soon enough, they are going to be hand-delivering that energy to you because they finally have the spiritual stamina for it. They have made up their mind, and absolutely nothing on this physical plane is going to shake or alter that decision. Let me open this next note because it literally has a red tint to the edges, and as soon as I touch it, my chest gets incredibly hot. Like physically, genuinely warm to the touch, and that is always a massive intuitive sign for me. When I feel this intense heat, I know we are dealing with heavy, unstoppable fire energy. This is the energy of passion, momentum, and undeniable action. This note screams of an energy that completely refuses to sit still. This is an energy that completely refuses to wait patiently in the dusty corner, just crossing their fingers and hoping the universe magically drops you into their lap. No, when this specific energy wants something, it charges forward. Full speed, full-blown passion. Maximum intensity. They are already actively halfway down the road before they've even fully processed that they are leaving. And this is so wildly specific for your personal journey today because this confirms that the person we are discussing is not just sitting on their couch planning in theory. In their mind, they have already left the station. The heavy castle doors are wide open. The drawbridge is down, and they are currently on the road traveling directly to your coordinate. They are deeply in motion, and you might be sitting there right now entirely oblivious to it. I must also be brutally straightforward with you right now because my guides are refusing to sugarcoat this. There's a deeply raw, wildly primal, intensely physical component driving this person's obsession with you. This isn't a platonic admiration. This isn't just them looking at you and thinking, wow, what a nice, smart person. No, they are chemically, biologically drawn to you. They are intensely, physically attracted to your aura and your vessel. They have spent countless hours fantasizing about the physical reality of a connection between the two of you. They have imagined what the friction of your touch would actually feel like, what the undeniable chemistry would spark like in a silent room. And in their mind, they are 100% thoroughly convinced that it would be violently explosive. That raw physical craving is a massive part of what is driving their impatient timeline. They feel a magnetic, inescapable pull towards you on a cellular, bodily level, not just an emotional, heart-centered level. So, when you combine all of these wild elements together, what does this actually look like, manifesting in your real, everyday 3D life? What are the physical signs of this fiery energy approaching your front door? What I am clearly seeing is sudden, jarring movement. Something that seemingly comes entirely out of nowhere. It could be a random, highly specific text message popping up on your screen, completely unexpected after a very long, deafening period of silence or awkward distance. It could be them randomly showing up at a coffee shop or an event where they knew there was a high probability of running into you. It could be a sudden follow request on a new social media platform, a deliberate like on a very old picture, or a long message suddenly sliding into your DMs at 2 a.m. Whatever form it takes, it is absolutely not going to feel like a slow, shy, toe-dipping approach. It is going to feel like a loud, booming, bam! I am here. Look at me now. Now, I need to take a deep breath and talk about the flip side of this blazing energy. Because as absolutely incredible as all of this sounds, as highly flattering and deeply exciting as it is to be desired this fiercely, there is a very heavy, serious question I desperately need you to sit with in the quiet of your own mind, and that critical question is this. Why are they so deeply obsessed? What is truly hiding underneath all of this intense pursuit? When I intuitively tap into the why behind their actions, here is the complex truth I receive. Part of what aggressively drives this person's obsession is the sheer undeniable challenge of you. Your radical independence is the ultimate test to their ego and their heart. Your strict celibacy, your protected solo era, your massive walls, all of it is like a terrifying dragon that they feel a primal urge to face and conquer. In this scenario, my love, you are the legendary dragon, and they desperately want to be the heroic knight, breaking through your fierce independence, successfully ending your highly guarded solo era, proving to themselves that they were the one singular entity capable of getting through to your core. That is their ultimate prize. That is their personal trophy of victory. For some of you watching this right now, that is a profoundly beautiful, deeply romantic concept. The cinematic idea of someone loving you so fiercely that your icy independence only makes them love you 10 times harder, that your defensive walls only serve to make them more romantically determined. That is genuinely moving. And for a specific group of you, this person's arrival is exactly what your tired heart has been secretly crying out for. But for others of you in the collective, your gut intuition might be raising a very quiet, very subtle little yellow flag right about now. And I need you to honor and listen to that subtle flag, because there is a profoundly important question buried underneath all of this fiery passion, and it is a question that only your soul can accurately answer. Do they actually want to gently love the garden? Or do they just want the ego boost of being the one who successfully claimed the land? Do they want to genuinely softly care for who you actually are on your worst days? Or is their intense obsession really just about the thrill of the conquest? Is it just about the adrenaline rush of winning, of being the one who miraculously got through to the untouchable chosen one? Only you and your highly tuned intuition will know the absolute answer to that question as this situation actively unfolds in the coming weeks. That is exactly why I constantly repeat, only take what resonates. For some of you, this explosive energy is a beautiful, universe-sent green light. For others, it is a cosmic warning to move incredibly slowly, keep your boundaries firmly in place, and pay microscopic attention to their actual sustained actions over time, not just their fiery words. Your intuition already knows which category you fall into. It is already whispering hints into your ear. And here is what I can tell you with absolute, unshakable certainty. Whether this specific energy ultimately brings you profound joy, or whether it ultimately brings you a profound lesson in caution, one thing is completely undeniable. You are entering a brand new, wildly different era of your life. This experience is going to be unlike anything you have ever felt in your human body before. Even if you have been in dozens of relationships, even if you have loved deeply and tragically before, this particular intense energy, this particular soul coming towards you with this terrifying level of fire, determination, physical chemistry, and aggressive emotional depth, this is going to feel entirely foreign. It is going to be an absolute emotional roller coaster. There are going to be complex emotions surging through your veins that you literally do not have the vocabulary to name yet. There will be bizarre physical reactions, intense chemical responses, strange synchronicities happening in your waking life and in your dream state that catch you completely, utterly off guard. It is going to be overwhelmingly intense. It is going to be terrifyingly exciting. And above all else, it is going to be very, very real. Because of the sheer magnitude of this power, I have to talk to you about something critically important before I let you go, and that is your personal boundaries. Because here is exactly what my intuition is showing me. Once this person finally manages to get their foot wedged in your heavy front door, Once you yield and give them even a tiny fraction of an emotional opening, they are not going to be easy to slow down. Remember earlier when I said they aren't rushing right now? That is only because they are currently being hyper-strategic from a distance. But once the connection officially begins, once the barrier is breached, their immediate natural instinct is going to be to hit the gas pedal, to move incredibly fast, to pull you deeply into their orbit and make things very serious, very quickly. And for a massive portion of you watching, your hard-earned independence, your deeply rooted sense of self, the personal sovereignty and power you have fought through hell and back to build, all of that is something you are absolutely, unequivocally not willing to compromise on ever again. Nor should you. You should never have to shrink your power to fit into someone else's timeline. So what I am strongly seeing for some of you is a massive, agonizing internal tug of war on the horizon. You are going to be deeply tempted by this fiery energy. I mean, how could you not be? Having someone this fiercely certain, this intensely passionate, this completely locked in on you, it is intoxicating. There's a deep, hidden part of your heart that desperately wants to experience that surrender. There's a part of your inner child that simply wants to know what it finally feels like to have someone love you with a borderline terrifying level of intensity, someone who refuses to let you walk away. But there's another, highly protective part of you, the traumatized, healed, fiercely independent part, that is constantly whispering, "What will I have to sacrifice for this? What if this fiery intensity completely swallows my identity? What if I slowly lose the beautiful, peaceful independence that I have grown to love so deeply?" I want to look you directly in the eyes right now and tell you that both of those conflicting feelings are 100% valid. Both of them make complete and total logical sense. You are not being silly, broken, or overly cautious for asking those heavy questions. You are being profoundly wise. You are operating as someone who acutely knows their own massive worth and absolutely refuses to just hand it over to whoever shows up making the loudest noise. That hesitation is actually a massive neon sign pointing to exactly how far you have evolved. That is your spiritual growth speaking loud and clear, so honor that growth. Protect it. But at the exact same time, please, I am begging you, do not let your thick walls secretly become a lonely prison. Because here is something the universe is very clearly showing me in this next folded message. Let me read it. Yes. You want this connection too. Somewhere deeply buried underneath all the thick layers of caution, underneath the heavy bricks of the walls, deep inside the fortress of your independent era, there is a soft, tender part of your soul that desperately wants to be loved like this. There is a part of you that craves for someone to go absolutely crazy over your existence, to ruthlessly chase you, to view you as the ultimate prize worth bleeding for. There is a part of you that still believes in epic romance, in consuming passion, and in finding someone who will do whatever it takes, against all odds, to keep the sacred fire alive between the two of you. And my beautiful soul, you are completely allowed to want that. You do not have to feel guilty for craving deep connection. You are absolutely allowed to deeply desire earth-shattering love without ever having to surrender an ounce of your personal power. Those two massive concepts can and do exist together in harmony. What I need you to actively do right now is to go incredibly easy on yourself. Not on the other person, not on the chaotic situation, on your own heart. I need you to get very quiet. I need you to get completely still. Tune into the gentle frequency of your own inner voice instead of the chaotic, screaming noise from the outside world. When you finally do that, when you sit in the silence and really, truly listen to the whispers of your soul, you will know exactly what you want to do. You will instinctively know whether you need to crack the heavy door open just an inch, or whether you need to throw the deadbolt and keep it firmly shut forever. You will know if this blazing energy is something to bravely walk toward or something to swiftly walk away from. And either answer you arrive at is the exact right answer, as long as it stems from a grounded place of genuine self-knowledge and high self-respect. I also want to reveal what I am picking up regarding the absolute deepest intentions of this person, because my intuition is zeroing in very specifically right now. What is the true core driving them? what lives underneath the physical chemistry and the intense passion. It is actually incredibly, profoundly meaningful. This attraction is absolutely not shallow. When I dive deep into the spiritual kern of why this person is so utterly obsessed with your energy, I do not just hit surface level physical attraction. I hit a bedrock that feels intensely spiritual. It feels like destiny. It is as if this person genuinely believes in the deepest marrow of their bones that your specific soul is the direct answer to a heavy question they have been crying out to the universe about for years. They do not just see you as a fun, exciting relationship they want to casually try out. They view you as a vital, irreplaceable missing piece that they desperately need to survive. They look at you and they genuinely see their own soul-level completion. They see you as their desperate prayers finally answered in human form. Wow, that is heavy. That is incredibly intense. That is raw, unfiltered reality. And it perfectly explains every single thing about why they are operating the way they are right now. On a very grounded, practical 3D level, I am also clearly seeing that this person is heavily focused on what they can physically and emotionally provide for your life. They are obsessively thinking about long-term stability. They are calculating resources. They are dreaming about building a lasting legacy in their focused mind. Successfully winning your heart is not just about a fleeting romance or a passionate weekend. It is about laying the bricks to build something undeniably real, something monumental, something that forcefully stands the brutal test of time. They desperately want to offer you impenetrable security. They want to provide the kind of solid, unshakable foundation that maybe you were completely denied in your past, or maybe the exact foundation that you exhausted yourself building entirely on your own, always secretly wishing someone strong enough would come along and help you hold the heavy pillars up. They desperately want to be that strong person for you. They want to deeply spoil you. They want to nurture and take care of your tired soul, and they want to do it not in a toxic way that forcibly strips away your beloved independence, but in a beautiful way that continuously adds exponential value to your life rather than draining it. At least that is their highest, purest intention right now. Whether they actually possess the emotional maturity to follow through on those massive promises is something that only the slow, revealing passage of time will show you. But on an intellectual level, I can assure you of this. This person is not suffering from any confusion about how they feel. Zero. There is no fog in their mind. There are absolutely no lingering second thoughts. They are not agonizingly torn between choosing you and choosing someone else. They are not immaturely juggling multiple options and trying to mathematically figure out who fits their lifestyle best. They simply know. They know exactly what they want in this lifetime, and the answer is simply you. And right now, they are meticulously planning a highly specific moment, a deeply real, undeniably clear, direct conversation or grand action that is going to make their feelings absolutely undeniable to your face. They want to communicate their devotion with such piercing clarity that when the moment finally happens, you will be left with absolutely zero room for doubt about where they stand, zero room for late-night wondering or anxious second-guessing. They want you to know their loyalty fully, completely, and permanently. So, my beautiful chosen one, let me gracefully bring all of this massive, swirling energy together for you right now. Let me summarize everything the intuitive notes and the spiritual realm have revealed to us today, because there is an overwhelming amount of information here, and I need you to carry all of this heavy armor with you into the coming days. There is a specific soul either already hovering in your world or rapidly rocketing toward your orbit who is currently operating with a terrifying level of absolute certainty and fiery determination, level that is incredibly rare to witness on this earth. This is emphatically not a casual, fleeting admirer. This is not someone who is just going to drop a few nice compliments in your comments section and then ghost you for 3 weeks. This is a person who has made a definitive, life-altering decision and is actively in the rigorous process of acting on it. Their feelings sprouted as a quiet, easy crush and rapidly mutated into something far deeper, far more intensely loyal, and far more terrifyingly genuine than they ever mentally prepared for. Now, they are completely, hopelessly submerged in it. They are actively moving towards you with heavy fire, deep impulse, undeniable physical chemistry, and a relentless sense of mission that absolutely cannot be easily derailed by any earthly force. They are profoundly fascinated by the independent empire you have built alone. They are hopelessly magnetized by the towering walls you constructed to keep people exactly like them out. They truly see you as the ultimate prize worth every drop of blood, sweat, and effort. But while that narrative is deeply flattering, highly romantic, and in many ways cinematically beautiful, my primary duty is to protect your spirit. So I desperately need you to stay hyper clear on exactly who you are and exactly what you are willing to accept. Because your hard-earned independence is absolutely not a shiny trophy meant to be conquered and placed on someone's shelf. It is a sacred temple meant to be honored, respected, and deeply revered. The truly right person will intuitively understand the massive difference between the two without you ever having to explain it. For some of you watching this right now, this specific person charging towards you is the one, the ultimate soul tie, the final destination. For others in this collective, they are simply a heavy chapter, a profound karmic lesson, a messy, intense experience carefully designed by the universe to teach you something profoundly deep about your own boundaries, about your own worth, and about the true nature of unconditional love. And for every single one of you, regardless of which of those two categories this specific situation ultimately falls into, the absolute most critical, life-saving thing you can possibly do right now is turn completely inward. Tune out the noise. Tune in to your own soul. Get incredibly quiet. Be brutally, radically honest with your own reflection. And then, when the inevitable moment finally arrives and they are standing at your door, communicate with piercing clarity. Look them dead in the eye and tell them exactly who you are. Tell them exactly what your soul requires to thrive. Tell them exactly what you will and absolutely will not ever accept in your sacred space again. Do not speak with trembling fear. Do not speak with anxious uncertainty. Speak with the deadly, quiet, unshakable confidence of an evolved soul who acutely knows their own massive worth and has done the grueling, painful shadow work to actually earn it. Your spiritual spring has finally arrived, my love. Even if it physically still feels like a bitter, freezing winter in your life right now. Even if your daily reality is uncertain, financially complicated, emotionally messy, or not fully clear, yet something massive is beginning. Something breathtakingly real is forming in the unseen realm, and you are entirely ready for it to manifest. Even if your anxious mind is screaming that you do not feel completely ready yet, I promise you, you have prepared for this exact moment without even consciously realizing it. Every single quiet, lonely day you spent completely isolated, slowly rebuilding your shattered self from the ground up, was direct preparation. Every single agonizing time you bravely chose your own peace over keeping someone around who deeply disrespected you, that was preparation. Every brutal moment of healing, every single heavy tear you cried alone in the dark and miraculously survived, every massive stone you stacked to build a wall to protect your bleeding heart, all of it, every single second of the pain was profound spiritual preparation. And now the lush, heavy fruit of all of that agonizing labor is finally arriving at your feet. So here is your final definitive message, your ultimate takeaway, your spiritual marching orders for the coming week. Pay microscopic attention to your surroundings. The universe's signs are going to be plastered absolutely everywhere, and they are going to be completely undeniable to your waking mind. A specific name might relentlessly keep popping up in random conversations or on billboards. A specific song might suddenly come on the radio, a song you have mindlessly heard 100 times before. But suddenly the lyrics will hit your heart completely differently, and you will realize it matches your exact hyper-specific situation perfectly. A vivid, emotionally intense dream about this person might linger in your waking hours for days. Your gut feeling might suddenly get incredibly, deafeningly loud. A random text might abruptly flash on your screen out of nowhere. This specific person might suddenly physically show up somewhere completely unexpected, breaking the silence. The knight has officially left the safety of the castle. They are already actively on the road, aggressively moving toward your coordinates. The only remaining question in this entire equation is simply whether you will accurately recognize the massive moment when it finally arrives at your doorstep. and whether you will trust your own intuition enough to respond with absolute unapologetic honesty and unshakable confidence. If this deeply intense reading was specifically meant for you today, if you felt it actively vibrating in the center of your chest, if something I said in this room made your heart rate suddenly speed up, or made your eyes water with unshed tears, or made your mind violently start connecting invisible dots from the past few weeks, I absolutely need you to claim this energy right now in the comments section below. Do not let it pass. Just write the single powerful word, claimed. Let us actively, intentionally speak this beautiful reality into physical existence together. Let us aggressively call it into the 3D plane. Because you deeply, fundamentally deserve love. That is an absolute cosmic certainty. You deserve a partner who effortlessly sees your massive worth without you ever having to exhaust yourself proving it to them. And you absolutely deserve to boldly walk into this brand new, beautiful chapter, knowing exactly who you are, exactly what heavy magic you possess, and exactly what incredible value you bring to the table. Disclaimer. Please remember that all intuitive readings and spiritual messages provided on this channel are for entertainment and spiritual reflection purposes only. They should never replace professional medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Always use your own beautiful free will and discernment when making life decisions. Always remember this fundamental truth as you go about your week. You are absolutely not a passive, helpless background character in this unfolding story. You are the main character. You are the writer, the director, and the star. You are the ultimate prize. You have, since the moment you took your first breath, always been the prize. The only tiny difference now is that someone else out there finally has the vision to already know it too. And the very last thing left to complete the circuit is for you to fully, deeply, unapologetically know it yourself. To really, deeply, fully accept it into your bones. I am the prize. Say it out loud to yourself right now. I am the prize. Own it completely. Do not shrink yourself for anyone ever again. I am sending every single one of you so much pure love, so much healing warmth, so much grounding power, and so much blinding white light. Your heavy fortress walls are not your permanent limitation. They are your rock-solid foundation. And they are just about to become the sacred ground on which something incredibly beautiful, something incredibly lasting is actively built, something that is already deeply in the miraculous process of being built, even right now in this very second. Until next time, my beautiful souls, please stay radically open, stay deeply grounded in your truth, stay hydrated, and most importantly, stay exactly who you authentically are. Because exactly who you are is more than enough. It has always been more than enough. Goodbye, and I will see you incredibly soon in our next intuitive reading. Take beautiful care of yourselves. The universe blesses you.